Hello, my name is Jessica Routh. This is my persuasive speech for Fundamentals of Speech online at Lebec Community College. Did you know over 6 million animals end up in an animal shelter per year? Within that 6 million animals, 1.5 animals are put down. When deciding to add a new pet to the family, you should adopt one from an animal shelter because it is cheaper, you'll save more than one life, and because it's one way to fight puppy mills. The average cost for pet adoptions is around $100. In the article, Dog Adoption Fees Explained by Jackie, it breaks down the total costs you may encounter before bringing your new fur baby home. First, I'd like to talk about the total cost if you were to buy an animal from a breeder. Typically, if you go buy a purebred animal, you're going to spend anywhere between $200 up to $15,000. When buying one from an animal shelter, the total adoption fees typically run around $100 depending on where you go from. Sometimes you can even get down to waiving a fee and just getting your puppy taken home without any cost. When you go to an animal shelter, things that are included are going to be your microchipping cost, your spade and neutering cost, as well as any of the other shots that your dog or cat may need in the first years. Most of the time, when you buy one from a breeder, you are only going to get the minimum amount of shots needed to get the animal by. The cost of the microchipping and the spading is going to be on you when you get off. So you're going to initially be paying that $500 to $600 plus all your other vet fees. So adopting an animal from the shelter is going to be less cost effective for you in the long run. Also, you can find a lot of local animal shelters in your area and even online. Most of your purebred or areas that you're going to go adopt an expensive dog from, you're going to have to also pay your traveling cost or shipping or mailing fees to get the animal to your area. Second, I would like to talk about saving lives. By adopting from an animal shelter, you are saving more than one life. According to the Humane Society of the United States, 6 to 8 million animals end up in the shelter. Each year, approximately 1.5 of those animals do wind up getting euthanized, which is put down or put to sleep due to no one buying them or just not having enough room or them being too sick to take care of. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was who I got this information from. The standing holding period for typical animals is 5 days due to the lack of room. So to put these animals down, they can be put down at any point. It's just they'll start with, if they run out of room and they have old dogs, then they'll start putting those down. A lot of shelters have become non-euthanized to where they won't put them down, but there are still many that are still out there just because there are so many animals. So when adopting an animal, not only are you saving the animal's life, you're also freeing up a spot for a new animal to come in versus buying them from breeders that breed them on a daily basis. Which leads me into my third point. If you buy a dog from a pet store, online seller, or flea market, you're almost certainly getting a dog from a puppy mill. What is a puppy mill? A puppy mills are factories that breed dogs for profit above the welfare of dogs. Typically in puppy mills, they will have the same mother that gets bred over and over again to produce animals that are going to be the pure bloodlines that most people like. But these animals are not well taken care of. The mothers are often kept in cages their whole entire life, and then the puppies as well are just completely put into the cages. So puppies constantly receive below standard food, minimal if any veterinarian care, and inadequate shelter, which combined with their inbreeding prevalence and puppy mills produce animals with genetic diseases and abnormalities. Apologize, can't say that word very well. Puppies' legs often fall through the bottom of the wire cages, causing additional injuries. So I'm not saying all breeders' animals are taken care of like this, but most breeders that run puppy mills, and if you go to like PetSmart and you're buying purebred animals, are typically you're supporting puppy mills. So with going to the shelter and buying and adopting animals from the shelter, you are not supporting these puppy mills that cause animals lots and lots of harm. So in my opinion, adopting from an animal shelter is the best way to add a new fur baby into your home. When deciding to add a new pet to the family, you should adopt one from an animal shelter because it is cheaper, you'll save more than one life, and because it is one way to fight puppy bills. You can't buy love, but you can adopt it.